most of human history, no written words existed. Before writing, memory survived through marks left on stone. Deep inside caves, the first humans created durable signs, turning walls into the earliest surfaces capable of holding knowledge across generations. In 1879, at Altamira, an 8-year-old girl looked up and saw painted animals covering the ceiling. Her discovery revealed that deep in prehistory, humans had already developed a structured visual language capable of enduring thousands of years. When Altamira was shown to scholars, many dismissed it as a forgery. They believed prehistoric people lacked such skill. But as more decorated caves were found across Europe, it became clear that our ancestors were far more capable than expected. These paintings were not created in living areas. They appeared deep inside complex cave systems. Reaching them required crawling through tight passages and working in near-total darkness, transforming these zones into dedicated spaces of memory. The animals painted on these walls weren't simple records of food. At Lascaux, people relied heavily on reindeer, yet the walls are dominated by horses. These images were symbols, carrying meanings and stories passed from one generation to the next. Across Europe, the same animals appear repeatedly: bison, horses, aurochs, mammoths. Their consistency shows these figures were not random drawings, but a shared set of symbols tied to power, movement, and the rhythms of the Ice Age world. Even more widespread than the animals are the abstract signs: dots, lines, zigzags, triangles. These symbols appear across 30,000 years of European prehistory, suggesting a stable visual system shared by distant groups. Some researchers believe these signs formed the first durable information system. Storing knowledge on stone allowed memory to outlast individuals, helping groups track migrations, seasons, and vital environmental patterns. Among all symbols, the hand stencil is the most direct. Pigment blown over a hand pressed to stone leaves a negative imprint, a simple, powerful message saying, "I existed, I belonged. I leave this mark for whoever finds it next." Reaching these deep chambers was deliberate. Some scholars think painters acted like early spiritual guides, using darkness, echo, and isolation to enter altered states where animal and human worlds seemed to overlap. Some markings appear beside specific animals. Researchers suggest they may represent seasonal indicators, tracking migrations or breeding cycles. These patterns could have worked as early calendars supporting group decision-making. If these systems tracked seasonal changes, they were vital for survival. Recording information visually allowed groups to predict when herds returned, when resources peaked, and when travel across open ground became safer. These caves likely served both practical and symbolic roles. The physical effort of entering them gave the paintings weight and meaning, reinforcing memory and making information more difficult to forget. For tens of thousands of years, this visual language carried stories, warnings, and identity. It connected individuals who never met, allowing knowledge to survive far beyond the lifespan of any single storyteller. Some hand stencils may even predate our species. A few examples were likely made by Neanderthals, showing that multiple human groups shared the same impulse, leaving a trace of presence meant to outlast the individual. These marks endured in ways spoken stories never could. Pigments bonded to stone resist moisture and cold. A hand pressed against rock leaves an imprint meant not for a moment, but for generations who would enter the cave long after the maker was gone. Visual memory allowed ideas to move across distance. Travelers entering a cave could read signs created by people they never met, turning decorated walls into shared communication spaces that connected distant groups. We may never decode every mark, but patterns show intention. Repetition across thousands of years suggests rules and structure, early steps toward organized symbolic systems that preceded writing by many millennia. Some chambers show evidence of repeated visits, overlapping footprints, torch soot, and pigment debris. These were not one-time displays, but workspaces maintained across generations, each layer adding to a shared archive. The rock itself guided the art. Bulges suggested bodies, cracks suggested horns, and shadows implied movement. Painters used natural contours to bring animals out of the stone, merging landscape and imagination. Some walls show overlapping layers of art, old figures partly covered by newer ones. This suggests long-term use, with each generation adding marks while respecting the symbolic importance of the chamber. Pigments came from distant sources: hematite, manganese, charcoal, and clays. Preparing them required grinding, heating, and mixing with fat or water, showing consistent knowledge and deliberate technique. These marks traveled through time far more reliably than spoken language. Thousands of years later, pigments still cling to stone, offering a direct link to people whose names and voices are lost forever. These painted walls were humanity's first lasting messages. Before alphabets or writing, this visual language preserved memory, identity, and belief. It reminds us that long before we wrote our history, we learned to paint it. So the question remains, what will we leave behind?